Alright, so look, right here we see there's a breakout and ended up dipping. Okay, so look, we see this big, move in price action. We see it come up, we see it come up, we see it doing a thing, we see it doing its thing, and we see it tightening up like right here, and then boom, to the upside. This is something that you want to look for. And usually in Confluence, basically you're gonna be able to look for this pattern. Let me show you guys what that looks like. Now you can actually narrow it down to like right here if you want to, but this is essentially a flag, bro. Like this whole thing is it's a flag. If we go to the day time frame again, it looks like that. It looks like a flag. Okay, it looks like a flag. So let's delete this real quick. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys the volume. Right. So this is something that we want to look at too. What we're looking for is after the breakout, we want to see some volume, or we want to see the volume dying out. So I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean. So let me go into the 4-hour time frame. Let me see if maybe I can get a better look at the volume on this part. Can I? Nah, I think the day time frame is a little better. So right here, let me delete this though. Let me delete it. Alright, so I can't delete it. Good games. Alright, so boom, right here. We see that the volume right here is pretty high. Same thing with right here, but we kind of see it die off. Like we see it dying off a tiny bit. We see it drying up. This is not the best example. I'm going to show you a better example with HIFI right here, but you can see it's kind of like dying off right here. And when the breakout actually happens, this is a clear breakout. You know what I mean? If we look at the volume right here, this is 50 million, 30 million, 30 million, like a huge breakout candle with this, this day, which is the Friday 16th of June 2023. And then the next day it's 81 million. So I know like right here is where you're gonna put your long position after this day closes. You're gonna get in. You're gonna put your stop loss under the day of the last breakout, or you can just put it pretty much like right under the. You can pretty much put it how do I say, where the day is, where the current day is under the the lowest price point. But I would give it a little time. Honestly, it's just better to put it under the day of the breakout. So that's good right there. And then that's where you turn on your indicators. You get the 3 EMAs and the SMAs. Now, actually, let me turn off the 3 EMAs. What you want to look for, well, first off, you want to make sure price is above. Let me show you the settings for this. You want to make sure price is above the 200 EMA. You want to make sure the price is above this thing. So as we see, this thing is consolidating with the 200-day EMA, and it just so happens to break above it with flying colors. And that's very good. That's what we're looking for. I can turn this off now. I'm going to show you what I do with the SMAs, the simple moving averages. So what I do with the simple moving averages is I let this is a 10-day SMA, and I have it above the low. I have all these are above the low. Now you can put them above the high, you can put them above the close. This is just I put them where the low is just because I have a little bit more wiggle room. So do that how you want. Now what I'm gonna do is you can use. Now I don't know what the ADR was prior. I can't actually even see it because this is blocking it. You guys can definitely see it. I'm not sure what it was, but usually I want my ADR to be above 4 to 5%. And this goes hand in hand with the ATR. the average true range. Usually you want that like 4 or 5. Anything above 4 or 5 is amazing. So, and that's what you actually get with a lot of the crypto coins. So yeah, you could have made all this profit, man. And now, obviously, you can't predict exactly when it's going to start coming down. You can use, the breakout structures, but it would have just, you probably would have gone down right here, because this is where the breakout structure was, right here for the price. Usually I would say wait for, because you want, the whole point of these simple moving averages is that you want the price to kind of surf the red EMA, the red SMA, right? So it's giving it a lot of room right here. That's why I was telling you you want to typically have it like that. So you see it's going like that, and usually what you want to do is you want to close where, you know, the orange catches up to it. So you potentially could have gotten out right here and made about, let's see what that was. That would have been a 5. That would have been a 1 to 5.61 risk to reward. And that would have been amazing, just to take and make a lot of money off of. And, yeah. That's the one example that I'm going to show you guys with this breakout setup. It's very simple, man. You can really just look for stuff like this on your own. It's not going to really take much of your time either. And if you combine this with fundamental analysis, that can be a huge help. You can find this breakout setup on all the time frames. Obviously, I would want you guys to stick to the higher time frames because that's where the strongest bias is. But yeah, I mean, let's go on HIFI. So if you guys notice this consolidation right here, this price is tightening up. Actually, let me go back tomorrow. Let me show you on the weekly time frame that, dude, this price tightened up. Right here we can say that this is like a little breakout. We can see that the price tightened up. The volume died out a little bit, and then it just ended up taking off. But yeah, let me go back to HiFi. Let's go over this one. So this is a prime example of the breakout setup. This is actually an amazing breakout. Crypto is definitely going to have these because they just have insane ADRs. I think this one actually has a 10% ADR. I can't tell right now because the recording thing is covering my screen, but let's go over this. So first we want to look at, is it above the blue 200 exponential moving average? Yes, it is in this case scenario. It's not right here, so you could have given it a little bit more time, but it is right here. So now it actually qualifies. If it's not above the blue, I'm not really hot with this. I'm gonna wait until it's at least. This has to all these breakouts have to hit my criteria before I get into it. I want my best chance of making profit on one of these. So right now we're in the day chart. Let's go over it. So we're actually gonna go into the 4-hour, real quick, if I can find where the breakout was. So let's go over it right here. This is it right here. Very, 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 very nice pattern. And yeah, if we go into the very small time frames, I'm sure we can find like a very, you know what I'm talking about, the consolidation pattern that I'm talking about. You can see right here, boom. It's just, and then it looks like very, very straight right here. But if you go into the small time frames, you're gonna be able to see the patterns that I'm talking about. Either way, let's delete this and let's actually go into the day time frame again. Delete this real quick. All right. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So we have huge volume surge, right? This is what I want. When something has a lot of volume, you should add it to your setup list, because that's a good sign of this might be hot in the future. Now this is what the breakout we're gonna study because it's above the 200 exponential moving average. But let's go over it. So we're gonna go to the wick. We're gonna go up to this is the volume surge, right? After this, you know, this is a lot more price action in terms of what happened that day, but this is almost double the fucking volume. So right here, volume surge. I'm gonna go to the bottom of that, and what do you know? Looks like a flag. It literally looks like a flag with this price action too. It looks like a flag. Boom. We see volume, a lot of consolidation. We see that the volume is dying out. What does that tell you? If a breakout happens to the upside after this day, I'm hopping into this trade. No questions about it. I'm hopping into this trade and I'm letting it surf against the red EMA, the red SMA, whatever you want to call it. Now, what I would say is for crypto, let's be a little bit more careful with where you exit, because if you went against, you know, if you went according to the rules, this could have been, you know, you could have lost a lot of profits in terms of that. What I would say is, honestly, you want to look for the break of structures on a very high time frame. So if I were to go to the 4 hour, you know, if I were to go to the 4 hour, you know, we see some consolidation again. This is what you want to pay attention for. You want to see some consolidation. If I see it breaks the structure that hard, you know, on one of the candles, I'm hopping out. And what a break of structure is for Ethan, is essentially I want to see the candle, I want to see the wick get taken out. Now, even though this wick is under this wick, it isn't taken out because it doesn't close under. This candle closes under with flying colors. So let me actually go to the 1 hour and we can see it and see what I'm talking about. All these candles don't get taken out. All these candles are under this wick right here. This wick right here is staying respected. So if I see it for all these hours building up, this is like evidence right here. This is all evidence. All these candles weren't able to break the structure. If I see that it breaks it, I'm getting out. Now, according to the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour time frame is going to reflect the 2 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour. It builds up from the smaller time frames. So if a 1 hour time frame shows that, you know, there's a break of structure, it's not most likely that it's going to happen on the 8 hour of the day at the same time. It's going to most likely affect the 8 hour later on. That's why you saw a day, you know, ended up closing on the orange way after, if that makes any sense. So right here you would have gone out, and that would have been a good, that would have been a good profit. Let me actually go to the day time frame. Let me mark this up actually. Let me go like this. Let me make a box. So if I got out right here, I don't know where that's from. It might just be like right here. Let me see. Okay. Let me go to the daytime frame again. Oh wait, that was something different. That was something completely different. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. So let me actually. That's actually bad. That's actually a really bad example. Um, oh man, that's funny. So right here, look. Oh my gosh, there's a huge dump. It didn't even on the 4 hour. It still looks like that. That's crazy. Let me see. This video is kind of long, so you know I understand if you guys won't be able to fully watch it. But look, this is exactly what I look for. I'm looking for the price to surf along the red. There you go. Look, it's surfing. It's surfing. Look, you can see the price tightening up again, and it breaks out. Look, a little flag pattern right there, breaks out. You know, ends up coming down a little bit, but ultimately it's like a little, it's like consolidation right here, breaks out. None of these candles close on the orange. That's what I want in order to exit. I want these candles to close against the orange, but none of them do. They end up respecting the orange line, and they end up breaking out. It moves up in like stairs formation. That's what you want to look for in terms of these little breakouts. You can catch, you know, opportunities in terms of trading in any of these time frames. So look right here, and now you notice that there's a change of character. It starts to come down and it starts to dip hard. But I would have probably exited right there because it respected, it didn't respect the orange line and it ended up closing way under it. So, and some people actually wait until it closes under the yellow, but that's a big freaking, like, that's a lot of money that you could have saved. So let me go like this, and let's just say we closed right there. Huge. Let me delete this, and let me measure how much of a percent change that is. So that's 71% down. And now, if you were to if you were to buy a whole bunch of these coins, dude, forget about it. You would have been, dude, millions of dollars. All right, I'm playing around with the millions of dollars, but you would have made a lot of money, man, if you were able to catch this. So that's one of the setups. Yeah.